Welcome to my very first unboxing with the Behringer Xenyx 802. Hey guys, my name is Michael Carrillo, aka Hexspa, and welcome to my channel. Here I'm doing music making tutorials as well as releasing my own music. I upload Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so please help me help you by subscribing and clicking the bell icon for notifications. So maybe you have a broken mixer. Maybe you need something small for a coffee house gig or a little DJ set. Maybe you just need a cheap product to unbox. Well, this Behringer is pretty cheap, it's pretty small, and it'll help you if you have something broken. What I needed was a little monitor controller because my Mackie 802 VLZ3, pictured here, crapped out on me. I've had this puppy since around 2011 when I started getting more serious into music production, and having had music experience, I thought, hey, Mackies are pretty good, Behringer sucks, so why don't I get a Mackie? It's supposed to be a step up. And it did last a while, but it never left the house. Channels started dying, the buttons started dying, and now there's just one channel left. None of the buttons work, and I needed to get stereo audio into my computer, so I needed a cable anyway. I was like, let me just get a mixer. So I already have the new Behringer set up. It's working good. So let's take a look at the unboxing. Hey guys, welcome to my extemporaneous voiceover. This will be the first voiceover I've ever done in my entire life. And you are watching me cut open this very, very firm Amazon box with some orange scissors. These are good scissors. I think I bought them to make the acoustic treatment in order to cut the muslin. And you are seeing acoustic treatment panels behind me. You can watch my playlist on how to set up a listening room to get information on how to use that stuff. So yeah, opening up the box, and as you can see, there is a RCA to 1/4 inch dual audio cable. That is 2 TS 1/4 inches and 2 RCAs, and I'm using those to get stereo audio from my mixer, well, from the interface through the mixer back into the interface. But we're just doing a voiceover now. This is the front of the box, the Xenyx 802 by Behringer. It kind of looks like a toy. I think they can hear me right now say this. We hear you. We can. They should have just said, we can hear you, so don't talk crap about us. Some more details about the features. I don't even know why they do these kinds of boxes, guys. It's almost like a cereal box for audio nerds. But whoever sees this stuff, you never go into a Guitar Center or Sam Ash and say, make your decision based on the box. It's just so ridiculous. But yeah, there it is. It looks way better in real life, man. I'll show you a close-up of that later. But yeah, I already did this. Again, this is my first unboxing, so it's a little bit closer. So yeah, premium low noise preamps. I'm not even going to use those. I'm just using the stereo channel 3 right now to get the main out from my interface into my Yamaha subwoofer, which in turn connects to the 5-inch main speakers. This is the box for the power supply. My Mackie 802 VLZ3 power supply split in half like a miserable Easter egg. Soon after I bought it, it just spontaneously cracked open. Don't ask me how it happened. Hopefully this Behringer one will be a little bit more robust. Look at those hands. Crafted by years of musicianship and happy ladies. It was a really nice plastic bag over that power supply. I'm so glad they put that so no fingerprints get on it. That's the proprietary power connector to the mixer. A little condom on side. A little condom that the AC connector has. Practice safe power conduction. This is the inside of the box. I don't know if this should be age restricted. It's kind of graphic. And I'm just basically performing a lobotomy on that box. That's the block diagram for those of you who know how to read them. It's actually kind of tricky sometimes, but these are balanced outputs. Okay, the outputs, the main outs are 1/4 inch, but they're TRS or TS compatible. there's no XLR main outs on this mixer, okay? Little Behringer sticker. Definitely wouldn't put it on my Lexus if I had one. Actually, maybe I would. That's the lineup, the Quickstart guide. It's in about 13 different languages, so the English is just like half page. You know, why print 2 versions when you can just print one? There's details in there, but it's actually not as detailed as you'd think. I actually kind of like the Mackie manual better. It's real bare bones. Like I said, you're better off being able to read the block diagram. It's a pretty simple mixer. You know, you just need to know where the balance connections are and where they're not. And pretty much they're almost everywhere. You can see that it has stereo RCA in, stereo RCA out, as well as silica gel in case you want to poison your garden or something. So it is wrapped in plastic. I think Marilyn Manson would be very supportive of this dressing that this mixer has. The plastic is very, very, very see-through. And that's important because, you know, if it was black or something, you might think it was some sort of adult magazine. And we don't want to, we don't want to confuse people. So yeah, see, look, that thing looks way better even on my phone than it does on the box. I don't know how they made it look so awful on the box, but yet they managed to do it. I guess they didn't want anyone to steal the thing. Like, let's make it look like a Tonka toy or something. No one will want it. But in fact, it looks pretty good in this shot because of the light, but honestly, it doesn't look bad on the desk either. It looks very, very pro. I mean, honestly, it looks professional. It doesn't look like some kid's first mixer. Well, actually, it kind of does, but it does a good job at that. It's very shiny. It's, you know, rounded. The Mackie I had was a little bit more edgy and not quite the way that I would like to define edgy. Initially, the power connector into the mixer was a little bit tricky. You just kind of had to be a bit forceful and just let it know who was boss, and it will comply. It will comply. See, I'm letting it know with my eye contact that it's time to do my bidding, and so sure enough, it submits, and it's pretty sturdy. I wouldn't worry about that thing just jiggling out in any kind of loose way. There's a little arrow on it. Don't know if you can see it, to let you know where the top is. Kind of like a XLR cable has a little screw to let you know where that third pin is. Maybe it's the first or second pin. Sorry, I'm not an electrical engineer, but sometimes I think that I should go get some training because there's so many details with regard to mixers. But so far this thing's been pretty good, man. You see they're not faders, but the white level knobs. Above that is your pan, which is actually just a stereo balance. Above that, in red, you have your aux send, which again sends a TRS signal. It could be maybe stereo, but I use it as a mono sum into my mix cube. It also has a British style EQ, which is a high and low shelf with a mid bell. Above that, you can see the XLRs. You can see an instrument line-in as well as a gain on the first 2 channels. Channels 3 and 4 are stereo balanced or unbalanced. Above that, there was the main outs. There's your aux return level, a couple buttons of where you want your 2-track to go, your control room and headphone volume, main volume. Quick note, when you do the aux send, you got to use your headphones control room. Anyway, here's control room out, main out. So like I said, if you want to use this thing as a summing mixer, you have to use the control room out to control your main volume to your speakers. Because if you use the main out is going to go through the RCAs there. So you'll figure that out. Just there you go. That's That's your stereo return, which we're not using. That'll be your volume for your mono sum if you're setting it up like me. That would be the volume to your computer. If you're using the RCA outs, then the control room out would be the volume to your main speakers. Then there's a headphone jack, and this here is the overhead shot where you can see the power supply, the mixer itself, some trash from my cable in the background. The manual, block diagram, and sticker, that is everything that is contained. The manual, which basically applies to 4 different mixers. Once again, it's in about 17 different languages. The block diagram and the encouraging words to dedicate your life to music. Because if you don't, you're never going to be able to afford even a $60 mixer. Well, I mean, I guess you would be able to afford it, but you'll probably be too busy working on something else. So that's the unboxing portion. Let's kick back over to my face. So really what I needed was, like I said, a monitor controller, but I also needed a mixer that was sum to mono. If you spend 40 bucks on a really small mixer, like the Behringer 805, it doesn't have an aux send. And if you look at the block diagram, stereo channels inside of these mixers with aux sends are sum to mono. So I just run my aux output into the back of my mix cube and boom, I have a mono channel now. Despite having misgivings about Behringer back in the late 90s, I really feel like they've earned a better reputation lately. I know they're doing things in the synth world with the DeepMind synth and a couple other live mixers, things like that. They have a BCF 2000 or whatever, faders and knobs, MIDI controller, and yeah, they're doing good stuff. Right now, my voiceover is coming through an ECM 8000 linear condenser microphone. It's probably not the best vocal mic, but it's better than using an SM57 for YouTube videos. I'm pretty impressed with the Behringer stuff right now. The mixer is working pretty good. I think I need to replace another cable. I really didn't need a ton of auxiliary outs and a bunch of channels like the Mackie 802 does. Plus the Mackie 802 was like 200 bucks. This thing was like 60 bucks. So for my needs, it was perfect. And I also really didn't need something like the Apollo Twin. The Apollo Twin, it has a mono button on it and it has a couple other functions. But for $700, 1,200 bucks, you know, I'm just not pulling in that kind of money. If you didn't know, YouTube changed the criteria for monetization, so now I need 1,000 subs, which I will get, but I need to quadruple my watch time to start getting paid. So if you guys are new here, please be sure to click subscribe, leave a comment and a like. Hopefully this unboxing was helpful. So I'll see you in the next video. Peace.